So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Josh. Okay, so I would love to get to know you this weekend. Please invite me to have a meal with you or play a game or something like that. So again, Josh, keep your name tags on, real important. But back in 2006, okay, this is a long time ago, I was talking with Charmaine and we're like, I gotta think of, Charmaine's my wife, she's sitting in the back, standing in the back. Okay. And I was like, Char, I got to find a youth retreat speaker for 2007. It's like, who could I ask? And Char had actually taken a seminary course back in Toronto, where we're from, Canada. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. And then she said, you know, I took this course in seminary, and it was with Dr. David Overholt. And he was a really cool guy. It was a youth ministry course. You should invite him. And, you know, I was just like a little bit shy because, you know, I believed that Dave was a really busy guy and didn't know if we can get him. So instead I had to pull in another Canadian. Actually, he was actually American who lived in Vancouver. But we got Paul Wang in for our Coma retreat last year. This year I thought, I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to ask Dave. So Dave is another Canadian. So, woo! He is from London, Ontario. He's got a full bio in the booklet, and he's been teaching for several years at a seminary, one of the biggest seminaries in Toronto, Canada, and he actually runs a youth church in the outskirts of Toronto, in London or Hamilton? Hamilton, Ontario. So his wife is here with us, Helen, if you could please stand. So get to know her too. And it's a real privilege and honor just to introduce Dave Overholt. Just give him a hand, please.
Talk to my wife, Helen, and I should pray. Okay, she's got being able to pray for people, so do that. Hanging out with teenagers a lot has got me in trouble, and sometimes it's with the games that we play. You guys ever play games at the church? Yeah, you're anti-game? No, you do games, okay. Well, I have volunteers that run some of the games, and some of them don't work out. One of them was this game where we duct tape kids back to back. And the idea is, we duct tape your arms together and pretend somebody's on my back. We go sideways, and you had to hop across the gym and see how fast you can go and all that kind of stuff, right? Does that sound like a good idea? No, it does not. Because this one really interesting group thought, listen, we're going to beat this. And so they got the biggest guy, like people my size. They got this little guy that's so good at him. So they put a chair behind the big guy. And they strapped the little guy on his back. And his feet were like dangling. But he was still on the chair, and the big guy waited. Because the idea, the theory, the big guy was going to go down like this. The little guy was on his back. He was just going to like hop all the way. And he's like, win, beat everybody. So, yeah, win, win. All that stuff, right? Big guy sitting there, arms strapped to the side. Little guy, arms strapped to the side. They take the chair up from the little guy. The big guy didn't expect for there to be like 80 pounds on his back. So he goes like this. And he falls straight back. Imagine being a little guy. Your arms to your side. The concrete's coming. And all he did was scream like a girl. It was awesome. It was so awesome. Blood was everywhere. No, it was a mess. Anyway, so that's what I do all my life. And I there's some of you here that are already on your way. I think some of you need to get into the game of being a superhero. It reminds me of a story when I was a youth pastor in Iowa. There's this, we're doing an outreach like this, and there's this girl, she came up to me and she said, "Dave, you're really a Christian, huh?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Man, I thought you were smarter than that." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She said, "Can you see him, God?" "Well, no." "You can't see him? Do you hear voices?" "Oh, no." "Can't see him? Can't hear him?" And like, you think this is all so important. That's stupid. And then she challenged me. This is what she said. She said, "Dave, I challenge you right now. Prove to me beyond any shadow of a doubt that God is real. And I'll believe you." So I was starting to think, now what would you say? Prove to me beyond any shadow of a doubt. And as I was thinking, this is what I said. Okay, when I come up with my ideas, first of all, you prove to me beyond any shadow of a doubt that God does not exist. And she said, "Well, that's easy." "Oh, no, okay, that could be sweating." It's really interesting because as we talked back and forth, she found out that she couldn't prove to me 100% that God does not exist. But you know what? I could not prove to her 100% that God does exist. I told her you got to take a step of faith. It's not all locked down. There is a little bit of faith where you got to say, "God, I know this much, but I'm just going to take this step." She said, "Dave, you know what it feels like you're asking me to do?" She said, "It feels like I'm on this side of the cliff, and that's the other side of the cliff. And it feels like you're asking me to take a huge step of faith. I can't do it. I just can't do it." So I said, "Well, maybe, how about if I give you some reasons to believe? And yeah, if you're taking notes, I will give you things to put down in your notes." So the first thing I said, it doesn't prove everything, it doesn't lock it down, but there are some pretty cool answers to prayer. Pretty cool answers to prayer. And she said, "Hold on, prayer doesn't work, man. No way. I prayed for the guy and he never came by." I said, "No, it's not like that. If you start to pray for people in some Christian stuff, you know what? God starts to do some neat things." And she said, "Like what?" I was at university, and I was up on the top floor of my secular university's library. And when I was putting away some books, I was just walking away, and there's a young lady in the stacks of books. And if you're a believer, sometimes it's hard to explain. Sometimes you get an idea, a tap on the shoulder, just something you think that God might want you to do. I was zipping past a stack of books, and I saw her, and I went by, and I got this little tap on my shoulder like, "Dave, you should go talk to her." It wasn't any words, it wasn't a voice, just an idea. And I thought, that's stupid, I don't even know this person. So I'm walking down the stairs, but it kept on coming in my brain. So I turned back, and I was going to go say hi to her, but then I thought, guys, how do you say hi to a girl you don't know without making it look like a pickup line? So, I haven't seen you around these stacks lately. No. You looking for a book? And so I got really embarrassed. So I was walking up and down the other. This is stupid. Get out of my brain. And then I thought, I'm just going to go for it. So I went up for her. "Hi, it looks like you're looking for a book."